Welcome to episode number 95, and in today's episode, we're going to cover night rituals to transform your life. Now, we've all, realized that peak performance, we have to have a lot of energy. Well, we talk about morning routines, don't we? But what happens the night before can really determine if we have a great morning, doesn't it? So we're going to cover night rituals that I use and peak performers use to help maximize their sleep and also help to give them a better morning. Stay tuned. So the big question is, how do ambitious people like us who grew up listening to the old advice of go to school, work hard for 40 years, and retire when you're old, create a life today that is meaningful, abundant, healthy, and brings joy, while also leading a life that is productive and full of achievement? That is the question, and this is the podcast that will help give you the answers that you're searching for. My name is Del Denny, and welcome to the Upgrade Your Life podcast. Hey, my friends, this is Del Denny, and before we get into today's podcast, I wanted to ask you a question. Have you ever wondered what your purpose in life is? Or do you feel you're just going through the motions? Wake up, go to work, pay the bills, go to sleep, and repeat? Too many people are just going through the motions. Many people are feeling burned out, and many people are wondering if there's more to life than what's in front of them. And that's why I created a free audio training called How to Find Your Purpose. When you find out what your individual, unique purpose in life is, it'll change your life forever. Imagine waking up every day and feeling alive, happy, and vibrant because you know your purpose. Well, I've put together a free audio training for you, my friends, to help you find your purpose. It's a 4-step framework that'll help solve your individual, unique purpose in life. Inside this program, you'll also learn 8 strategies to live a more vibrant life. Head on over to deldenny.com and click free training at the top. That's deldenny.com and click free training, or you can look in the show notes of this podcast for the link as well. Now, without further ado, on to today's podcast. What's going on? Del Denny here, and today we're going to talk about night rituals to transform your life. Now, here's what we've dived deep into morning rituals and how important morning rituals are, but not too many people talk about night rituals. And here's what I've really learned in personal development, in high performance, and performing at your best. We need energy, right? We need to have a lot of energy. We need to generate energy, and our health is so important. And a lot of that stems on getting a good night's rest. And we don't really focus too much on that. Our sleep is so critical for us. And so I'm going to share some things with you that I do and that some of my clients do as well, in order to have a better nightly routine to get yourself going, and also some productivity stuff in there as well. So let's go through some night rituals that can transform your life. You're welcome to adopt any one of these. Take what you like, discard what you don't like. It's all good. My goal here is just to help upgrade your life. So let's jump into this. Now, here's the first one in my nightly routine. This is more of a productivity side of things, and that's to review tomorrow's agenda and tasks at hand. And usually, on Sunday nights, I plan out the entire week of what I'm going to do, but then it's the night before that I actually look at the agenda, see what's coming up, what have I accomplished already, what needs to be tweaked, what can I move around a little bit and make those final adjustments. And then the other thing too is to look at the tasks at hand. What is pressing for tomorrow? Now, a lot of people, what they do is, even if they plan these things, usually they review it in the morning, and that's fine. But a good, better, and best strategy is do it the night before. The reason being is that your mind is, you have your conscious mind, you have your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind, actively looks at things, I need to pick up that thing. I need to take my hand, pick that up. But your unconscious mind really gets the body going. It makes your heart beat. You don't have to think about breathing. Your unconscious mind does all these different kind of tasks. And one of the things that it does is it can problem solve for you. and I like to tap into that unconscious mind. So the night before, as I'm looking at the schedule and I'm looking at the tasks at hand or the problems that I need to overcome, whatever it may be, you think about that, you go to sleep, and your conscious mind goes to sleep, but your subconscious mind continues to work. And it starts looking at different options for the different problems, and it helps to find a solution. And I found that, the next day when I'm in a meeting or whatnot, the answers come a little easier to me because, my unconscious brain has been working on that just a little bit longer. So you give yourself, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours longer than everybody else to help figure out that problem, because you've already kind of dialed that in with your unconscious mind. And so I know it sounds a little out there, but I'm telling you, I've been doing this for years and it works. All right, so that's one of my nightly routines, is to look at tomorrow's agenda and the tasks at hand. All right, number 2, this is going to be an easy one. Set what you need out for tomorrow. Have your laptop, your book bag, your briefcase, whatever it is, ready to go. But more importantly, have your exercise gear ready to go. That way you don't have to think about it. Set out your t-shirt, your shorts, your underwear, your socks, your shoes, your gym bag, whatever you need to get to the gym. That way you can get up, get going, don't have to think about it. Because when there's that slight little bit of resistance of, gosh, where's my shorts? Where's my shirt? Screw it, I'm going to sleep in just a little bit more. We don't want to do that, so we prepare everything the night before. All right, number 3, visualize how the next day will go. So we've already reviewed our calendar. We've looked at our tasks. Now what we do is, if we're laying in bed, visualize how the day is going to go tomorrow. Now, visualization is so important for success. Athletes, peak performers have been doing this for years and years and years. You visualize, like, for example, an Olympic swimmer as they are preparing for the match. They imagine themselves walking up to the gate, the platform. They imagine jumping into the pool, going down, back. They imagine themselves being first, winning it. They imagine themselves getting out of the water. They imagine themselves putting the Olympic medal over them and the smile on their face, and they visualize it from start to finish. And that's a great thing to do for meetings as well. And your whole day is just to visualize what's going on, what's at hand, and you visualize that success. And again, it's going to make the next day even easier, more comfortable, more confident. All right, here's another one for you. We're going to talk about some different stages of the night routine. All right, so the next one is to turn off the TV and any screens, tablets, electronics at least 1 hour before bed. Turn off the TV. Turn off the screens. Don't lay in bed watching TV, because that screen, what it does is it emits blue light. And blue light is really bad for your brain because it thinks that it's daytime. That's what it does. If we go back thousands and thousands of years, back to the caveman era, if you will, we would wake up with the sun. We would go to sleep when the sun goes down. And what the sun does, it emits blue light. And that light triggers chemicals in our brain to say, hey, it's daytime, hey, it's nighttime. And today we have that blue light. It's a certain wave of the spectrum of light, and it comes from our technologies, and it basically signals to our brain, hey, it's daytime, you need to stay awake. And that's why we have such hard times going to sleep at night, because we're on our screens. And so I would say at least 1 hour before bed, turn off all screens, pick up a book. That'll do some great things for you. All right, here's the next one. We're talking about different stages here. At least 3 hours before bed, no food. All right. So if you're going to bed at 10 p.m., 7 p.m. is the cutoff. Well, why do we do that? Well, again, because we want to have a good, sound sleep. We want to hit deep REM sleep. We want to hit all those stages. And sometimes the problem is if we eat too late at night, our body is trying to digest these different foods, it could be spicy food, and that's going to keep us up and keep us restless a little bit. We don't really know how our body is going to react to the different type of foods that we eat, and it keeps us up. It keeps us restless. We might just kind of jostle a little bit while we're in bed, and it messes up the different stages of sleep. And we want to get to that deep sleep where our body, our brain can flush out all the toxins that are in our brain and to recoup. But if we've eaten food the night before that has kept us up, well, we're not going to get that full deep sleep. So 3 hours before bed, no food. All right, let's go one more here. 2 hours before bed, stop working. All right, 2 hours before bed, stop working. Put the spreadsheets away. Stop with whatever you're doing with work and focus on your family. Focus on connecting. That way your mind can relax a little bit more. Now, let me give you a couple of little tools that I use in my nightly routine that kind of go along with what we've talked about before. You're welcome to use these. You're welcome not to use these. Whatever you want to do, I'm going to share with you what I use, what has really helped me with my nightly routine. Now, it's a couple of gadgets that I use. Now, the first one is called a Spunk Mat. I think it's spelled S-P-U-N-K. And this is like an acupuncture type mat. It's not needles that go all the way into your skin. It doesn't pierce the skin, but what it looks like, it's this little mat, almost like a yoga mat. And they look like golf cleats. And you lay on this mat for about 20 minutes. And what it does is these needles, and they hurt, by the way. This isn't a fun process, but it works. If you're having trouble sleeping, I highly recommend this. You lay on this mat for 20 minutes, and these needles are in your back. It doesn't puncture the skin, but what it does is it releases endorphins. It creates blood flow going. And what I found is after the 20 minutes, I sleep more soundly when I actually go to bed. I don't know what it does. I don't know the science behind it, but I tell you it works. You can look it up on Amazon. It has incredible reviews, so it works not just for me, but for other people too. Now, here's another thing I like. This is called the True Dark glasses. I learned about this through David Asprey of Bulletproof. He is a biohacker. I love the biohacking community. And I started wearing these True Dark glasses because of what we talked about earlier, the blue light that electronics emit. What you can do is wear these glasses, and they almost look like a red filter. And it blocks out a lot of what is called junk light. There's a whole lot of different spectrums of light, and it blocks out all the bad light and focuses on, what really matters right before you go to bed. So 30 minutes before I go to bed, I like to put on these glasses, and it tells my body, hey, it's nighttime. It's time to start getting ready for bed, and you'll start feeling yourself getting a little sleepier. You'll start feeling yourself relaxing a little bit more. It'll help put you in that zone to get to sleep. Now, one more thing that I like to use, this kind of goes back to the Spunk Mat a little bit, and that is an eye massager. That's right, an eye massager. Del, what's going on? You got all these different things. How do you do it? Well, I combine the Spunk Mat with this eye massager. You put it on. It almost looks like a VR headset. You put it on it's about 15 minutes long. Lay on the Spunk Mat, have the eye massager on, and it's so relaxing. There's a little bit of heat. It massages the temples, your eyes a little bit, and it's incredibly relaxing. Just look on Amazon for eye massager. You'll find some, and it's highly relaxing. You'll probably fall asleep as you have that eye massager on. It's a great thing. So I combine that with a Spunk Mat. It's super relaxing. So that's it. That's a nightly routine that I use, including all these different things. So let's review real quick. So what are some nightly rituals that can transform your life? Well, that's reviewing tomorrow's agenda and tomorrow's tasks, for productivity's sake. Number 2, set out tomorrow what you need. Number 3, visualize how the next day will go. Number 4, turn off the TV and any screens 1 hour before bed. Another one is 3 hours before bed, no food. And number 6, 2 hours before bed, stop working. And then if you want to add the Spunk Mat into your nightly routine, go for it, or the True Dark glasses, or an eye massager, whatever it is that makes your nightly routine better, go for it. The whole point of this is to get a great night's rest, so you wake up the next morning and you're at your peak and you can be ready to go for the next day. So anyways, I hope that helps with your nightly routine. If you have anything that you want to add to the list, hey, send me a message. Send me a DM on Instagram or Facebook. I would love to know what you have in your nightly routine that helps you to perform at your highest level. So this is Del Denny signing off. Remember, learn, lead, and live to your full potential. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the show on iTunes to get automatic episode updates for the Upgrade Your Life podcast. And finally, please take a minute to leave us an honest review and rating on iTunes. Your feedback really helps us out when it comes to the ranking of the show, and I make it a point to read every single one of the reviews that we get. So thanks for listening. Thanks for joining me on the Upgrade Your Life podcast. Have a great day.